Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Shino. We're back in our modded to the max 2 world. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing good. Got a bear. Angel Belt will help me take care of him. Hopefully. I don't run out of spears. Right off that way, isn't he? So let's talk about what's been going on here recently. So I had said after the last episode that we were going to be doing a mod spotlight video on the Expanded Foods mod. I had started that video and ran into some problems. So I'm going to have to redo it. It was an audio issue. I think we've got it fixed now. We'll find out. But yeah, wasn't very happy with the way the audio has been functioning on my computer. So I needed to do something about that. So as I said, hopefully got it fixed. If not, then you'll never know about it because it'll have been affected this video as well. So what we're going to do instead, we're going to go ahead and work a little bit more on the Expanded Foods mod in this episode. And what we're going to do is start working on some of the other tools that are required for getting that done. And then hopefully, I've been watching this. It looks like there's just a little bit left to do. Like, see, like right there, there's one more there that's like at 8, 9, maybe a few more down here. So this should be, not this one, but this one and this field should be ready to harvest. Hopefully by the end of this episode. I think I've been saying that for a couple episodes now. But anyways, let me get some stuff put away and then I'll come back and we'll get started with the Expanded Foods mod. So one of the things that we're going to want to make is going to require a little bit of metal forming. We're going to start off with the spiles and also with the large hooks. We're going to use these. Now, these are items that I think are through a Culinary Artillery, but we're going to be using them here. Now, Culinary Artillery is a companion mod for Expanded Foods. It actually uses, it provides all the instruments that are needed for the food itself. So think of it as, you know, Expanded Foods used to have like the saucepan and everything in it. Well, Culinary Artillery kind of separated it out. So that way the software and the mod for the saucepan, things like that, could be used. Other mod authors could use them in their own recipes. So they kind of create it as a standalone mod. So this does require, you can do this through, you know, if you wanted to use the HelveHammer to do it, you could do that. Or they do have the molds that you can use. So I'm just going to use the molds. And I am making these out of 10 bronze. You can use them out of copper. You don't get any advantage from using 10 bronze for doing it. I needed some 10 bronze anyway, some ingots. So I thought, well, since I'm going to be doing that, I'll just go ahead and heat up enough for this as well. Workshop coming along pretty good. So I did create a little area up here, put some armor stands in so I can start getting some armor pieces together. You know me and my armor. I do enjoy having a nice Forlorn Hope armor set, so I want to do that. I would like to do the Blackguard also. In the Rusty Gear server, I actually have 2 armor stands in the gatehouse that have that I'm working on the 2 different sets for those. And then I'm going to work on a plate set and a chainmail set here, of course. How close is this? Getting there. This area is doing pretty good. We are a light breeze right now, so it's really not conducive for what I'm wanting to do. That's okay. And then the Rubble Storage, I did go ahead and make up a bunch of copper plates, put those together so that I could have additional rubble storage areas for putting the different stones into. Rubble Storage is a great way of being able to store a lot of stone in a very small area. What's also nice about it is I can use the Rubble Hammer and I can convert like the 626 periodite stones that are up there. And if I want to, I could turn it into gravel or I could turn it into sand. And you can see by the tooltip, if you add water to it, you can turn it into muddy gravel also. So a good way for making some items that you might need for building. All right, I'm going to give this a little bit longer. I'll come back when it's ready and we'll get it poured. All right, we're ready. Let's get this poured out. I'm going to start off over here first. We're going to pour the spiles. There we go. That'll give us 3 of those, and then we'll pour the hooks. And the rest of these I'm going to put into ingot form. Will be the last one. No? There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There, yes, 7. All right, there's that. Let's put this back into there. And we're going to go ahead and make a couple lanterns. Oops. There to there. I'm thinking 2. And I'm going to put 1 in my upper inventory slot. Now, this is kind of cool. And I got to thank the Odd Ape and 8-Digit from the Rusty Gear server for showing it to me. I use the useful stuff mod. I use it here, and I use it also on the Rusty Gear server. And so, like, we get this from the useful stuff mod. We get the sluice box from the useful stuff mod. Lot of really cool stuff. Well, one of the things that we also get that I didn't know about was, let's see, where's it at? Lantern clip-on. Lanterns can be clipped on a backpack to free up your hands. The leftmost backpack must be a backpack item, hunter backpack, leather backpack, or the upgradable backpacks from ABCS mod. And lantern must be placed in the first inventory slot in the top left. It must be a vanilla lantern. So I think because I've got this linen sack, it's not going to work. So I'm going to move this down here. We're going to, I guess I need to put it, how many slots is that? 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we can put it right there, right? And that keeps that one empty. Yes, it does. We're going to swap those 2 around, and we'll put that up in that spot. And you see the ground kind of light up? I'll move it. If you look at the area right here, when I put this in there, you'll see it lights up. So what we've got now is we've got a lantern that we can keep in our inventory. We don't have to have it in our hand. So with a shield, we'll have a shield there. We can have our sword and be able to fight and do all of that kind of stuff, but without having to have a lantern in that spot. So that's cool. I'm so glad they taught me that. That's one of the things that I enjoy so much about being on a server, is you get to learn stuff. And as with everybody else, I'm learning this game, as things change, as new mods come out, I got to learn them, just like everybody else. So I appreciate being able to learn something from somebody else. It's pretty nice, enjoyable. This other lantern, I think, well, I'm not really sure where I want to put it right now. Guess I could set it right in here for now. We're going to be working up here anyways. Let me get this turned on here, because we're going to have to do a little bit of clay forming stuff. So I'll kick that on. And I think clay's upstairs. Is it moving? It's moving. Okay. Let's grab some clay. And let's go ahead and take a stack, maybe 2 stacks. Maybe 3 stacks. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if that's enough. Should be. What we're going to be doing. So there's just a couple of items that we're going to need from, to be able to use with Expanded Foods. So one of the items we want to make is a saucepan. And you can see that the unfired saucepan right there. Let's click this. That's so fast. And we're going to make a couple of these. There we go. And then we're going to need also a mold for the cauldron. So let's do that too. I think this is the large cauldron I think I wanted to do. I think there's like a mini cauldron too I wanted to do. This is going to take a lot of clay for this one. At least having the simple pottery wheel does make this a lot faster. This is not a hard, if you had to do this in vanilla, of course if you're doing it in vanilla you wouldn't have expanded foods. But if you're doing this without the simple pottery wheel, it would take you a while. But it's not real difficult. Once you get the first layer done, you can do the copy and paste for most of it. You got 4 more levels left to go if I remember. It's 2. It's the 3rd level. And this should be the 4th level. I think that's it. Nope, 1 more after that one. Pretty big. There it goes. Let's see. We're also going to need anything else. Need that stuff for later. Oh, there's a small cauldron. That's the one I want. I'll be able to use the large cauldron also, but you don't use it quite as much. Small cauldron works just as well. There we go. And what else do we need? Oh, bottles. So we're going to see, can we make the glass bottles? I think we can. Yeah, we can make those. All right, that's what we're going to end up using then. Will be those. Okay, let's get this stuff fired up. Oh, yeah. That's a lot of brown shingles. That's a lot of brown shingles. You there, you there. Where did the little cauldron go? Keep an eye on that. I need some peat. Get this fired off. Oh, I need 16. I need 16. Goes. All right, we're gonna let that fire off. Everything else I think that we need, we've got. Let's see if this stuff is done here. Cold. the hooks, and the spiles. Okay, so with the spiles, let's take a look at this first. Do I have... maple? That's larch. Here's maple. Okay. So what we do is we're going to put these spiles, and we're just going to do, we're going to do one here, and we're going to do one here because I want to demonstrate the different, you know, how you can do it differently. And we're going to need a couple of buckets. I know I've got several in here. Maybe two. All right, so one of the things that you can use as far as the liquids go from Expanded Foods is going to be the tree saps. And, you know, if you collect sap from a maple tree, you get maple sap, right? If you go from birch, you get birch sap. Each one of these will, let's do this, spile. Let's go to tutorials. We're going to look at sap. Expanded liquids. It is tree sap. Birch sap, you can drink it and you'll get 160 of the fruit per liter. You put the spile into there for the birch, the maple tree, and you do a bucket or a saucepan. It goes into it. Okay. Each tree does a different time. So if we go to, see, Cooking 101, we can do maple sap can be collected from maple trees in January, February, and March, and birch in April, May, and June. Of course, we're in September, so we're not going to be able to get any here for a while, but once we start getting to January, February, or March, we'll be able to start getting the maple sapling, and then after that, April, May, and June, we'll get the birch. Maple sapling, you can then cook it in a saucepan, and it'll become maple syrup. And we all know how good maple syrup is, so we'll be able to use that. I've got one more of these, and you couldn't put these into pine trees also and get the pine sap. I'm not going to do that. I think I've got plenty of sap coming in, but you could put this into a pine tree too and get the pine sap. Is that a maple? It is a maple. Let's put one more into this one right there, and I'll get another bucket. Come with me, not you. Come with me. And we will put you over in this one. There we go. Oh, I forgot to. I went around, I had to go on a killing spree because I had so many horses and mules and pigs. I mean, this place was just filled with them. So I had to go around and start killing as many as I could just to kind of thin them out a little bit. There's another one right there. Good. All right, so we do have these hooks right here, right? So let's go and we can turn these into the meat racks. So we're going to need 2 boards per. I've also been clearing out this area, moving stuff around. So we're starting to get thinned out here, which is going to be very nice. Oops. Try it again. Ah. Give us 4 of those. And I think these are what I wanted to put over here. I'm just going to put one like right there, just kind of, it's more for show and decoration. I'll put the rest of them into here because this is where we'll do a majority of our curing on the meats, right? Let's talk about this. So I do have quite a bit of meat already stored up here for years and years and years. I've got another 64 going there from that last killing spree, and another 64 there from that last killing spree. Vegetable wise, I do have a little bit of somewhere. Thought I had some pickled vegetables already. Maybe not. It's over here. Nope. I thought I had some pickled vegetables already. A little bit of vegetable down here. Not a whole lot. We'll be getting a lot more, but I got these barrels ready to go for pickling some vegetables as soon as those come out. All right, so the only thing I'm waiting for now is for this furnace to finish firing off. And once it's done, then I will get those pieces out and we'll get started with the next step. Meantime, I guess I can start working on some roofs. So I'll do that while we're waiting on the other. You know, it's weird. On my game here on the monitor that I'm playing on, I'm seeing like some graphics tearing. So as I'm moving the mouse cursor around, I'm seeing like a striation in the image. It's occurring just right above the crosshairs. But when I'm looking at the monitor for the recording, I don't see it. So I'm only seeing it on the 29-inch monitor. I'm not seeing it on the 27-inch monitor. So that's kind of weird. I'll have to keep an eye on that. But if you notice that, if you can see it in the video itself, I'm not seeing it in the monitor, so we'll see what happens when we go through editing. But if you see it, just leave me a comment down below. Tell me what you're seeing. And if you know what's causing it, please let me know too. And that way I can kind of fix it. Let's see. Where are we? Is this done? It's done. Sweet. All right, so yep, that is the tall cauldron, it looks like. I wonder what happened to the small one. Or maybe that is the small one. Maybe I'm missing the big one. I'm not sure. All right, so let's get the saucepan, and we're going to need to make a mixing bowl out of it, so we're going to need a stick. And I got some glass going here, too. I want to get some bottles made. A couple just additional items that we're going to be needing as we kind of continue on. Sticks, there we go. So one of these I'm going to turn into a mixing bowl. You do that by putting the stick in there, and now that becomes a mixing bowl. So now we have a saucepan and we have a mixing bowl. And those are important. If we go into the handbook and we go to Culinary Artillery Primer, there's a syntax that talks about how things are to be used. And so you'll see that you've got items that can be put into a mixing bowl and then right-clicking to output it. So if you're going to be kneading bread or dough, you're going to put it into a mixing bowl. You can also boil items in a saucepan or a cauldron. So the mixing bowl goes on like the table, and the saucepan can go into the fire whenever you're cooking stuff. So let's go over here. We have let's take this out of there for now. So if we wanted to, we can put a saucepan in here and see, now you can cook stuff in the saucepan. The mixing bowl would go here. If we open up right click on it, you can open up the graphic and you can see you have a mixing bowl. Now there are some recipes, and I don't know if it shows it in here or not, but there are going to be some recipes where you'll need to put like a cooking pot or a saucepan or something, some kind of vessel in there. And then as you right click, it will then compile it into a meal and output it in here, like a salad is one of the items that kind of comes to mind that you'll have to do that with. So Bear witness to that. Whenever you're using a Culinary Artillery, read the primer, and it will tell you the syntax and what all it means for it. So if it's bake, then it's going to be in the clay oven like what we've got back there. If it's boil, it's going to be in a saucepan or cauldron on a fire pit. Cook is in a fire pit's upper slot. Dry age is on a meat rack by right-clicking. Kneading is in the mixing bowl. Mixing also in the mixing bowl, but you'll have to add the food up in the top area of it, and you can mix all kinds of stuff together. And then the pressing is using the fruit press, which is what we've got set up over here. As far as what we can press, how are we doing on our... Do we have any fruit? Got a little bit of white currant there. Not much. Of course, this area is not protected, so I would expect that the raccoons are getting over here pretty easily to get to all this stuff, right? We don't have it protected, so we may have to wait on a little bit of fruit. These are a long ways off. And I know one thing that we don't have that we are definitely going to need to get going is going to be beehives. I just got to thinking about that. We don't have any beehives set up. We don't have our apiary set up, so we're definitely going to have to get that done as well. Okay, so let's while we're here, let's grab. We can do it with this. So we've got a little bit of meat here. And we're going to need to do something just to kind of show a little bit of how this meat stuff works. You can do some different things with it. And let's grab... How's this doing over here? Pretty good. Okay. Let's get a couple of tools made here real quick. So that's kind of why I wanted to get some more of these ingots together. Is we're gonna have to do 4 there, get 4 there. I might want you, and I'm gonna want you, put you in that hand. Let's light these up. Couple tools we're gonna have to make here for over at the kitchen that are things that we use them in other areas, but we're gonna be using them here as well. Hopefully this stays lit long enough for us to do this. I'm at the speed from the wind. We've got moderate breeze right now, and of course using the MillWright sails we're doing a little better. Getting a little more output off of that. Hey, while those are heating up, let's go grab some food really quick. I've already got a couple of meals already kind of made up, so let's just grab something out of here. Right there. That'll help us for now. Good enough. Get one of you on there, and we're going to turn this one into the hammer. And remember, we've got the HelveHammerExpansion mod, so we can just put any recipe on there that we want, and it will mix it right up, or we'll go ahead and hammer it out for us. As long as we've got wind. And now we want the cleaver. Let's make one more cleaver. We're going to make a couple knives. And then we want to make a rolling pin. Okay, that's a collection of all the tools that we're going to want to use over here in the kitchen. And I think, let's grab some sticks. We're definitely going to need some sticks. And I'm going to throw all these down in here to kind of cool off. Here we go. Grab a few sticks. And we can make our hammers. And we can make our knives. And I would like to have... I did it wrong. I always do that wrong. Probably need a couple of those. So we'll need to keep the tools. We'll need to leave this area here kind of open. Like I said, we're probably not going to be storing any, meats out here. We're going to be doing that someplace else. But I would like to kind of have this area probably, yeah, we'll put that right there as well. That'll give us a little bit of space. We can store some stuff on there. For the tool racks, let's go ahead and put them right here. And we'll have a spot for that. And the rolling pin, I don't think I can put it down. I could. Okay, we'll leave it right there. And we're going to need a couple hammers. You'll see why. Put you right here. And then the knives. I think I'd like to have... Can I store one of the other knives here? No, okay. All right, so let's start off. Let's look at this meat right here that we have right here first. So you'll see that, you can bake it in the oven or you can dry it into aged red meat. So we're going to take a few of those and we're going to definitely do that probably in here. I think I got a few more. I do. Let's grab that and that. So we're going to take this chicken and we're going to hook it right up on top of here. And you'll see it says it's fresh for 6.9 days and will dry in 1.9 days in the tooltip at the top. It's very, very important that you pay attention to that. So if it says it's fresh for, half a day and it's going to take 2 days to dry, well, then it's going to rot before it can dry. So if you want to pay attention to what you're doing with that. Same thing with the meat. See, this says fresh for 1.4 days. That says fresh for 2.2. So if I take this 15 and I hang it, you'll see now on that hook, because it gets a food perish speed reduction, it's going to go ahead and last a little bit longer. So I can go ahead and put that up there and let it dry as well in that area. I'm going to put these other 2 pieces of chicken up there. And we'll go ahead and finish off these hooks. Go ahead and put those up there. So that's one thing you can do with the meat. If we go again, let's go back in here. So that's it for making it aged. We've already done the cured meat, and you can see also that you can do smashed red meat. So smashed red meat, you can use stones, you can use the rolling pin, or you can use the hammer for it. I don't know about hitting the meat with a stone, so I like having the meat tenderizer, as I call it. So we're going to put these up here, and I'll put that on it, and I'm going to smash it. There you go. So now we get smashed red meat. Now if we go and we look at it, we can see that we can either bake it in an oven, or we can cut it up into chunks, or we can cook it as it is. So we can take this now that we have it cut up, or that we have it pounded out thin. We can now take either our big butcher knife here and we can put it into our inventory slot, and we can press that. Now we get 12 cooked red meat nuggets. If we were to, let's do this real quick. If we were to look and see that this doesn't have, let's cook some of these up first. I guess I need to do that. I don't have any wood over here. So that's definitely something we're going to have done over here, is have some wood for cooking. Firewood. Guess I can make some more. Here we go. Come with me. Let's go make some firewood. That'll last us a bit. So let's take this firewood and let's heat these up. And do not have a torch in here. Got one there. So what I want to show you is the difference in the nutrition level for these as we go through it. So we're going to have some that will be the smashed red meat. So let's do 4 of those. We'll do 4 of those. And we'll do 4 of those. All right, I'll be back when this is ready. All right, so I'm going to put 4 of the nuggets in there, and we'll put 4 of the smashed meat into there. Let's let those cook up. Now, keep an eye on your tooltip. When you're cooking in a clay oven, it'll go from raw to partially cooked and then cooked. If you let it sit in there any longer, it'll go to charred. There are some advantages to cooking your food into different stages to get it to last longer. Me personally, this is just a Shino thing. I've never liked doing that, just for the simple fact that it's a chore. It's an additional step that you're going to have to go through to get it done. So, you know, if you cook your meat, you cook your food, you put it into your pantry, and then you come back later, it's starting to get to the point where it's going to be starting to rot, and then you cook it another time to extend that life on it. That's just a step that you're going to have to stop and do. Some people like doing it. To me, it's just a personal thing. I've never wanted to do that. So what I do is when I'm cooking, I'll sit here and watch it and wait for it to get to that stage, and you'll see it kind of change. Its image inside there will change whenever it hits that next step. So see, there you go. It's changing, and now it's part baked. You see it says cooked red meat nugget part baked and tender red meat part baked. So that's step 1 in the cooking process. Like I said, you can take it out of there right now. No issues. And there you go. So those are done. And those are changing over right now. So we'll grab those out of there. And I'm going to throw these into here and into there. We'll let those cook up. And we'll come back and we'll do a little side-by-side comparison. All right, let's get those out of there. Here we go. So now let's take a look at it. You'll see 310 on the protein. Same thing on the tender red meat. 280 on the cooked red meat. So by putting this extra processing into the meat, you're going to extend it as far as how much nutrition you're going to get from it. So keep that in mind. Instead of just doing just plain meat, you can do it that way. The other item we're going to talk about while we're dealing kind of with this red meat is with these red meat nuggets and fat. You can put them into a mixing bowl and then you stir it. So 1 piece of fat, 6 pieces of nuggets, and you'll see it's a 1-to-1. So if I put this other piece of fat in there and give it a stir, I've got 5 nuggets in there, 1 piece of fat, and there you go. Now I've got 2. So 1 piece of fat, 1 piece of meat nugget gets you the sausage. This sausage can also be dried. It takes a while to do it. And in addition to just the regular sausage, just doing it with that, if we looked here at the Expanded Foods Cooking 102 under sausage, you can see that you can also add cheese to it, and you can also add salt. Those are 2 different items that you can put in with it in addition. So if you were to add cheese onto it, then you would get the dairy part of it along with the meat side. Adding salt to it, salt in the Expanded Foods mod, if we go back, I think we do salt. Probably under basics, maybe. Salt. So when you add salt, it's going to heal for 0.5 to 1 health point when you use it in food. So not only can you turn the sausage into something that will restore your health, restore your food, but it will also restore your health. I'm going to throw those 2 in there and sit them instead of drying them, since I can dry them up here. I think they'll dry okay. Let's see. Fresh for 5 days will dry in 2. Here we go. I'll let those go. And so that's really, I mean, that's for the starting part of it. That's what we're going to talk about. Now, there's a lot more that's going to go into it. We got a lot of liquid stuff that we can do, making some wine and all that kind of stuff. But, oh, there's my wood. Yeah. But let's see. Can we harvest? Still got 1 there. Everything else there's done. Still don't have all of this. And even over here, all this flax over here, not all of it's done. Wow. It's taking a long time. Oh, there's a rabbit. There's 2 rabbits. Any more? Always check the corners. Nope. All right. Well, we're probably going to have to harvest this just so we don't have to deal with these rabbits anymore. It's funny because, you know, they say rabbits will spawn in tall grass, and there's a lot of tall grass that's in here, but no rabbits spawning. But yet I'm getting them over in these. So, not sure why that is. This one, I had some rabbits in here earlier when I logged in, but don't see any in here now. Okay. Hey, folks. Oh, that was awesome. That's going to do it for this episode of Modded to the Max 2. Hope you're enjoying the series. We're going to continue with this process I will work to try to get the Expanded Food mod spotlight video done and out as soon as I can. I'm going to go back and kind of rework it and start re-recording it. Hopefully everything is kind of fixed. If you're seeing any problems or you're hearing any audio issues from this new setup, please let me know, and I will do my best to get in there and fix it. All right. Thanks for spending time with me. This is Shino, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.